You're listening to the TF Motorsports official podcast, all things monster trucks. Welcome to a brand new episode of the TF Motorsports official podcast. I'm Thomas Fresco. So Douglas is not here this week, but hopefully next week we could get him back on because he's now going to be the one of my main partners of the podcast. I just once again want to thank him, the Arena Pod Productions, for the support. So we're already in March. I'm surprised it's already been 2 months, and we've had some good moments, I think. Everything worked out pretty well. So let's go ahead and let's start off with results for from last weekend. I was kind of a little busy throughout the weekend. I did watch Orlando in full, but then I had to catch up to El Paso number 1, and then El Paso number 2. I had to catch up on racing and skills, but I managed to catch freestyle. So now hopefully this weekend I'm able to watch stuff without really missing them. Because I think, I'm pretty sure all tours are going off at the same time, but there is going to be a little bit of something interesting that we're also going to bring up, and that's for both stadium tours. Both are running on the same day, only on the 8th, so we'll get to that. So, starting off with results from El Paso, Texas. Another traditional stop for Monster Jam for many years. Racing would go to Tristan England and JCB Digatron. Skills would go to Todd LeDuc and Megalodon. Freestyle would go, finally, to Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. That was a while, and I think that's finally his first freestyle win of the season. I might be wrong, but that took surprisingly long for him to get it, because if he didn't get it, then that took 2 months. That's actually kind of crazy. And then Bryce Kenny and Monster Muck got the overall. Sunday afternoon, Ryan Anderson would get racing and would get skills, but he would just lose out in freestyle to Zach Garner in Wild Side. Hell yeah, Zach Garner. So yeah, he finally got, I think, a second freestyle win. He had the air like the other drivers, but the one thing that really benefited him to get the win was I think it was like the only, no, Adam also had the APEC, but he flipped over on it. So yeah, Zach Garner, first one to hit the APEC, benefited. He got the freestyle win. Ryan Anderson would get the overall event championship. Now for points, it's tight. Tristan England is still in the lead by a little bit in JCB Digatron, even after only winning one competition, but he's been very consistent throughout the season, and he's definitely a big, big contender. Ryan Anderson just behind by 17 points, followed by Bryce Kenny. Zach Garner moves up to 4th now. Crazy. I think Zach Garner finally got the stadium feel all figured out and his truck set up. I think he's finally got it, and we could be seeing Zach Garner win more. Todd LeDuc, Megalodon, now in a top 5 position. Adam Anderson down to 6th. I think he's still 6th. I think he was 6th last week. Mike Pagliaro in Excalibur, he's 7th. Cole Vennard down in 8th. Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash, a little further into 9th. Jamie Garner down to 10th. I think it's because Jamie Garner's like experimenting some stuff, but also kind of going a little bit more smoother too. Matt Pagliaro and Jester 11th, and Nick Pagliaro 12th. All right, so but one thing to note about El Paso, there was a lot of big air hits, especially with the second show. Ryan got big air, Zach got big air, Bryce got big air. Adam got big. It was just like an aerosol, especially that like jammer looking ramp right by the backflip ramp. They were just hitting it and just going crazy, and even like the little car jump that they have too. Those also are just really, really good to get some really good air off. Then another traditional stop, Orlando's Camping World Stadium hosted just one show, and that was March 1st. I'm surprised that they didn't have like a crazy intro. Like obviously they had like the intro where it's like they're getting ready to punch their ticket, whatnot, and then play the song and dance. But I'm surprised they didn't do like a much more crazier intro for Orlando, because Orlando is like one of the big stops of Monster Jam with like the World Finals. I think what they should do, maybe start next year, it's like for like a World Finals hosted location that they're revisiting. They should do like a special intro for that place, and then get the normal intro in after that, just to kind of showcase where they are. So racing, Bari Musauer in his hometown got it done in Zombie. Skills, Tyler Menega, just by a little bit, got it in Gravedigger, damaged the truck in the process. Freestyle had great moments from Cannon Murphy, Jim Kohler, um, Cynthia Gauthier. Colt Stevens, I thought he was scored kind of low, but even then he flipped over with time on the clock. There was quite a lot of truck breakage, but not to the craziest extent, I don't think. But Bari Musauer managed to have just enough to win freestyle in the overall event championship in his hometown of Orlando, Florida. And in the points, it's just tighter. Tyler Menega, he benefited by getting that skills win, but he's only ahead by Bari Musauer by 2 points. Only 2 points. Like, I'm shocked. I really am. I think it's because this truck that Tyler has is a newer truck, kind of like Adam's situation. But yeah, Tyler, he had a good start to his freestyle, but then he had like rear steer issues and something was not right again. Like, that truck has just been hell to him, I think. So yeah, we'll see what happens when they go to their next stop. I think it's also in Florida, but yeah, crazy to think Tyler Menega. I again, like, I think obviously he's still talented one up, but he still has those truck gremlins. I think once he gets past those truck gremlins, he'll get back to the way that he was before. But I'm guessing like if he didn't change the truck he had, he would have been like a lot more crazier like last year. But yeah, because of his truck breaking and like something not being right, or like just him not used to it still, that's just giving everybody the advantage. But also, Bari is just doing really, really good this year. Regardless of what Tyler's doing, Bari is just on a next level. The other years, Bari had his moments, but like he still was missing something. But now it's like almost every week, Bari has like a win or like a moment. Like, Bari was leading the points, like I think like last week or a few weeks ago. It's really getting close now, and if Bari wins a stadium series, that would be insane, and I would love to see that. Again, Bari's a great dude, and I love what he does both with Monster Jam and his RC stuff, and I'm really, really pulling for Bari here. And then behind them, we got Cannon Murphy, Classroom Crusher, finally got the momentum. He's now third. Dalton Weiner, Jurassic Attack fourth. Hermano Castro fifth. Jim Kohler, 6th. Colt Stevens, 7th. Cynthia Gauthier, 8th. Mike Christensen, 9th. Chris Kohler down to 10th. Joe Foley, 11th. And Kevin Crocker struggling in 12th. Now we got about 2 more tours to go over. We got the Central Tour. They went to Rosemont at the Allstate Arena through a 5-show weekend. So this is going to be the laundry list of results to go through for the tour results. So going into Friday, John Zimmer Jr. would get the racing win. He would also get the skills win. But then Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash would get the Sky Wheelie win. Fernando Martinez would get freestyle. And Jamie Sullivan would have just about 2 points over John Zimmer Jr. to get the overall event championship. Saturday afternoon would feature John Zimmer Sr. in Zombie get a win over Crazy Train. Then his son, John Zimmer Jr., would get the skills win. Then Skyway once again would be Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Matt Cody would finally get a win in Gravedigger. Overall, for the second time in his career, Triton Robbins Crazy Train. You gotta love to see it. Saturday evening would feature his brother Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy get the racing win. Skills would be John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Sky Wheelies would actually go. Excuse me. Sky Wheelies would actually go to Angelina Knock in Megalodon. Freestyle would go to John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, and he would also get the overall event championship. Sunday afternoon, Triton Robbins and Crazy Train would get the racing win. Then Skills would go to John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Sky Wheelies again, Jamie Sullivan. Pretty much the ladies were really going good with the Sky Wheelies. Jamie Sullivan won like 3 of them, and then Ashley Sanford got the one. But I think she also got Sunday, which we will get to. So that's crazy to see. Freestyle would see Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco get it. Overall, John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity. Sunday evening would see Triton Robbins again get a win in Crazy Train, this time with no body, as they had to take the body off of the truck. Skills would go to John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Sky Wheelies, Ashley Sanford and Megalodon. Freestyle, Matt Cody, Gravedigger. Overall, Fernando Martinez. And taking a look at points, Matt Cody's got the lead still, but just by 20 points over John Zimmer Jr., even though that Matt Cody only got like, I think 1 or 2 wins, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like he only got just about 2 wins throughout that entire weekend. But even though that he just did that, he's just been so consistent. Hence why he just managed to get into the lead still over John Zimmer Jr. But John Zimmer Jr., he's ranking up the wins, and he's only 20 points behind. Jamie Sullivan, she's starting to rank up wins. She's only 44 points behind. And then you got Fernando Martinez. He's doing well. And even though that Triton Robbins is only, even though that he's 205 points behind, there's still time, and Triton Robbins is starting to rank up wins. Then you got John Zimmer Sr. and Zombie. He's 6th. Angelina Knock moves up from last to 7th. And Montana Robbins down to last. Finally, we move on to Portland. And this was for the Weston Anderson show. And Weston Anderson went on a tear as usual. But it was also kind of a back and forth as well with a couple of drivers. This being Cody Saucier and Dragon. There was also David Winfield and Velociraptor. And Ashley Sanford and Megalodon. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Angelina Knock. Sorry. I got them mixed up. I'm sorry. So, anyway, on the other show was Angelina Knock, and then this one's Ashley Sanford. My bad. Sometimes I get my names mixed up because it's like the same team, and like sometimes that kind of gets a little confusing. So, yeah, sorry about that. So, Friday evening had Cody Saucier get the racing win and the skills win, and then Weston Anderson would go and get Sky Wheelies freestyle, but would just lose the overall event championship to Cody by a couple points. But then Weston saw that, and he went on a tear for the rest of the overall event championships. Cody would actually get the racing win going into the next show. Devin Winfield, Velociraptor, would get skills, and then Ashley Sanford would get Sky Wheelies, but then Weston Anderson would get freestyle and have just enough points to get overall. Racing would then go for the next show, would go to Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. Skills would go to Weston Anderson. So would Sky Wheelies. So would freestyle. And so would overall. He really whipped butt on that one. Then the next show, he would win racing, skills, Sky Wheelies, and overall. And then freestyle would go to Brianna Mahan. I noticed throughout, like, whenever they're doing, like, an event, Brianna Mahan at least gets 1 win. And I'm still shocked about that. Usually she would win, like, quite a few competitions. I think last year she was doing pretty well along with Jamie Sullivan. So, yeah, I'm still kind of shocked that that's happening. So Weston Anderson still with the lead, 224 points over Cody Saucier. Oh my God, Weston. Ugh. I would not be surprised if by next week we see a larger margin. I mean, this margin was, I think it's a little smaller than last week, but not by much. I got a feeling that he's just going to be whipping more butt, and we're going to see that margin even higher. So Devin Winfield was third, Brianna Mahan fourth, Tim Hall Jr. fifth, Ashley Sanford sixth, Berto Trevino seventh, and Corey Rummel last. That is your recaps for this last week's events. And now it's time to get into some news. We do have some news, and we're also going to get into some fan questions, and then we're going to get into predictions, as well as a look in for next week's Monster Jam. So, first off, Facebook. I go on Facebook not often, but eventually I saw something through like a monster truck community page. Somebody posted something about someone hosting a new monster truck racing based series or something like that. I'm slowly learning things about it. Apparently the person who owns it is not well liked and whatnot. Again, I'm still piecing all this together, so if I do sound like I don't know, well, again, I'm still looking through everything, and I'm trying to, grasp about exactly what I'm supposed to know and whatnot, and yeah. So with this page, it's called NMTRA, National Monster Truck Racing Association. Very interesting approach. The images that they use is "Welcome to the Monster Truck Racing Association," or the National Monster Truck Racing Association, and it's like a old '90s image of some trucks, and the text looks like I can do it on my phone. You got the text with the slight black faded background to the letters. Then you got the stock image of a sign saying "Let's Go Racing." So, and I'm not going to read this whole thing again. It's a very, very long thing, but pretty much what it is, it's like a racing series that is going to try to bring monster truck racing to the forefront, but the way how they're doing it, I'm not sure. And if you want to try to sell tickets, in today's monster truck landscape, you're not really going to have too much luck with this. So pretty much they're just going for qualifying and racing only. I don't see anything involving side acts, I don't think. Because then there was also another... they're actually also looking for older trucks too. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. Don't get me wrong, I love monster truck racing. Heck, my Rigs and Rods series has monster truck racing as the forefront, but it also has exhibition freestyles and side acts. What they should do is have that balance. Obviously have monster truck racing as your main points thing and your main money thing, but you gotta have at least some sort of exhibition freestyle. Take a look at Monster Truck Wars with their one event that they did back in 2022 or 23. I forgot what year it was. It was TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business. That event is still one of my favorite events of all time in terms of independent monster trucks. Not just because of Scott Douglas, and Army Armstrong on the mic and whatnot, and the track and whatnot, but they had a unique event. They had qualifying, then they had racing, they had a side act, and then after the racing championship, they then had a donut exhibition, and then they had freestyle exhibitions. So you still had, obviously you had your sport, but you also had your entertainment that a lot of people who love freestyle love, and you get all sorts of entertainment top to bottom. That's what I think what the National Monster Truck Racing Association should do if they want to succeed. Because obviously with I think there was like 3 other Monster Truck Tours that tried to do racing and they fumbled. But obviously there was one tour that was really good, and that was the LMNT, or I forgot what it was called, Major League of Monster Trucks. That tour, they had qualifying and they had racing, but they also had freestyle. So you kind of need your formula to really get, the casuals to watch. Just having racing, you're gonna have a lot of people who don't usually watch racing. They're gonna like leave and say, I feel like something's missing. Because again, I do love racing, and heck, we've seen some great racing on my rig series, and we've also seen some great racing in Monster Jam and Motorsports Hour at Orange County. We've seen some pretty good races a couple of years ago, as you saw. But obviously, with today's landscape of monster trucks, it's unrealistic and very, very not profitable to only do a racing series. You gotta, obviously, racing, major part, but you also gotta have stuff to balance it. So if you want to do like a racing based series, kind of do what I do, where I have exhibition freestyles at the end. If you want to add more to it, then go ahead. Like, just a proposition, just to put it out there. That's one thing that would really, really work. Like, qualifying racing, that's for points, that's for money. And then exhibition freestyles, that's there for the fans alone, for like a thank you for coming out. And here's your crazy, wild entertainment. If you want a donut competition or skills competition after that, go ahead. But also, you can have that maybe like for like an exhibition or just for fun or bragging rights. Like something, if you want to focus it heavily on racing. Because then you satisfy pretty much both sides. You got, the people who love racing, you got that. And then the people who love skills and freestyle, you got that part. So then you pretty much get like a loyal fan base. But I don't know. But also the person who runs it, I'm like seeing a bunch of posts and stuff like that throughout different servers. I think his name's like Brandon Robbins or something like that. He's going through a little bit, I think. I'm seeing like all these different posts of I don't know. I don't like to get into too much of that. I want to take a look at one more thing. I'm actually seeing new information here. Like I'm actually on Monster Talk server and somebody posted this. So $2,000 per entry. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think I've seen a series where you had to pay that much to get in. Like obviously there's like dirt racing where you have to pay a certain amount to get in, but it's never $2,000. Yeah, $2,000 per show, 3 shows a weekend. So you're pretty much paying $6,000 for a 3-show weekend just to drive. $6,000 in pay-ins to race, $16,000 per show, not counting sponsorship bonus, and then first place is $7,000. I don't know about this one. You sweep the weekend, you're leaving with $21,900 plus sponsorship bonus. That's more than anyone's making in a race right now. Even placing third all weekend isn't that bad a weekend. Like they should really control the I'm looking at like the entry to drive to get in to drive a truck. Like $2,000 is like a lot of money just to say, all right, I'm driving. Here we go. Let's do this. You're pretty much gambling your money away at this point. Ooh, like if you're like a lesser known driver, or if you're someone that's like just getting your foot into monster trucks, that's a lot of money to piss away just to basically lose that much. or not even 2,000, but like in like that other weekend, $6,000. Like, geez, that's pretty. That's a long pay, you know. Unless you're like a very like good monster truck team, you're not making 6,000 that easily. I don't think. Again, I'm not too familiar with like the ins and outs of monster trucks, like on how much the teams make, but that's a lot of money. And like they got some other rules like engines stuff, like restrictors and blower size. I mean, there's some things that I do like, but the pay to get in though is still a lot of money. Um, yeah. Again, we'll see where this goes. Again, it's only March. They say they're gonna try to push for like the summer. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully, someone records it and I can look at it, and I'll follow them and see exactly how far things go. We'll keep up to it, and on the podcast also, if something happens, we'll keep you updated. And that's it for that segment. Another dinosaur truck. However, this one was just a toy. I hope it stays a toy. Monster Truck Wars has a toy. And you know that T Rex monster truck? Well, now they got a pink version of that truck for some reason. I don't know why, but it's called Momosaurus. What? First Baby Shark and now Momosaurus. I got a very important question when it comes to the people who make up these names. Why would you call it that? It just seems very toddler-like. First, obviously, Baby Shark was just a temporary because they had, I think, Outlaw was not available, but Mama Shark. I'm mixing up. Geez, sorry, I almost said Mama Shark. Um, fucking, hang on, Momosaurus. Like, I really hope they keep it as a toy and don't make it a real life thing. If they make it a real life thing, I don't know. Like, it doesn't sound menacing, you know? Like, you have a dinosaur truck, the T Rex monster truck. Okay, that it's like it's not bad, but like if you want to make it a real truck, you gotta make it something a little bit more, you know, a little bit more menacing, a little bit more like something that really gets you going. So that we'll just leave there. And Hot Wheels. This is I'm kind of late to the party, I think, but next month Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live is going to Costa Rica. But it's not an arena. It's excuse me. It's not an arena. It's actually the stadium that Monster Jam was on. If you guys know, like the videos where Monster Jam went on this track and it was like a square track, as it was like very oddly shaped and they had to go through different ramps, and like racing was interesting and freestyle was interesting. That's the place that Hot Wheels is going to. This is their second large stadium show in their life. Tacoma doesn't count. But yeah, that's crazy though. That they're going to that place, and they're actually going to do quite a few shows too at that place. I wonder what track they're going to have. I wonder how many trucks they're going to have. I wonder how this whole thing is going to work. Again, I'm excited to see videos from locals or fans on YouTube and see how it looks. So that will be from April 25th to the 27th. So that's from a Friday to a Sunday. So it's actually quite a bit of shows. I think it's like 4 shows. So um, big look there for Hot Wheels, and also Monster Jam's really got to be looking now. Again, it's another crazy thing that they're growing. Like even though I don't see them at France right now, I don't see any France dates. But yeah, now they got a date for Costa Rica with that stadium, and again, I might sound crazy, but it's only a matter of time before a United States date for a stadium actually gets picked up. It's only a matter of time. All right. Before we get to this week's Monster Jam, I did fan questions again, and we're going to be taking a look at some of them. And as always, if I mispronounce you, sorry, I am a dumbass when it comes to reading names, especially different usernames on like websites and whatnot. I'm pretty I'm pretty bad at that. If it's not like a regular name, I'm always mispronouncing it horribly. Maxer RT asks, who's the most overrated driver in Monster Jam right now? Ooh. I think Todd LeDuc. We'll go with Todd LeDuc. Again, it's tough. I don't like to really down talk really, so Todd LeDuc it is. Because this year or last few years since he got to Megalodon, he hasn't been really that good. My buddy Mike Trapper puts Colt Stevens Pillow versus Scott Jordan Tide Pods. Who wins? Oh my. Scott Jordan Tide Pods. Did you make up that? Because that's actually kind of genius, honestly. Monster Jam. Can you get Tide on the phone? Get Tide on the phone and propose a Scott Jordan branded Tide Pod. I think that'd work out well. Oh my god, that is fucking funny. So I'm always gonna go with this Colt Stevens Pillow. It's just a meme, and it's just something that we should definitely have in our lives. But the Scott Jordan Tide Pods, I would also buy, but Colt Stevens Pillow is my first buy. Again, also, happy birthday to Scott Jordan. Again, sorry. Yeah, shout out to Scott Jordan. He's the birthday boy today. Let's see. Andy underscore Liskensky. Sorry. Liseski. He asks, will Ryan finally overtake Tristan from first on Stadium West? Now, from looking back at the standings, since I'm taking a look again, he's 17 points away, and he did very, very well through El Paso. If this one event goes well in Arlington, I got a good feeling he could. I say he will, but if the truck malfunctions or he gets underscored, then Tristan will stay up. But if I had to choose, I think Ryan could overtake him this weekend. All right, two more. We got Bone Man Hansen asks, if you could bring back one retired Feld truck as a independent, what would it be? As an independent, okay. So like be like an independent driver and like run a Feld body, or like as a independent. Okay, yeah, so I think it might be that or whatever. I think logically it would be Backwards Bob if they're not doing anything, and I know that truck's like, it's got a major fan base. Let's do it, Backwards Bob. And then we have Short Track Racing. They ask, who do you think bought Gunslinger, and when do you think they will announce it? Yeah, recently Gunslinger got bought. I don't think I saw at all who got it. I really hope it goes to the Hall of Fame. That's what I think. I hope it goes to the Hall of Fame because, again, Scott Hartsock, he was a great driver, and I heard he was a great guy. And I really hope that truck gets like a good display at the Hall of Fame. And if they wanted to bring back Cowboy and ride that, sure, but Gunslinger should stay in like a Hall of Fame and not be driven. It's just, it's a truck that only Scott can drive. So, again, rest in peace, Scott. All right, so that is the comments from Instagram. Thank you for all the comments and the questions. I'll try to get more questions next week if I do remember. Again, sometimes I don't do it, sometimes I do, so bear with me if I don't. But if I do put it up, then be sure to get your questions in if you have anything to make this episode a little bit more unique. Like that Scott Jordan Tide Pod thing, that one I really, really enjoyed. Now, last up, predictions. We got predictions to wrap up the episode of the podcast. I'm trying not to sneeze, for God's sakes. So just the weather change really kills me. So we have all 5 tours going off. We're going to start off with arenas and work our way up to stadiums. So we got Fresno. They got the Weston Anderson show for 4 dates. From Friday through Sunday. Racing, for one of the shows, we're going to go Cody Saucier and Dragon. Cody's just been really, really quick, and he's been winning quite a few racing competitions. He's pretty much the racer on the series. There's a good chance he's going to win the majority of that. Skills, we're actually going to go with a different pick for one of the shows. Skills? Why not? Let's see if Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack can get one there. Because he has gotten some very decent performances, but I just do wish he can get another win in there. He hasn't won in a couple weeks. Donuts, we're going to go Berto Trevino and Monster Mount Rottweiler. I don't think he's won at all this year yet, but never say never. I think he's going to do that there. And then freestyle and overall, both, we're going to go Weston Anderson and Gravedigger. He's just too powerful, and I think he'll get both of those. Moving up next, we have, I'm looking at the wrong tab. Moving up, we have Grand Rapids, Michigan for the Essential Tour. And they are going to be going at another second week in a row, 5-show weekend. So it's another back-breaking weekend for this tour. So they got a lot of work. Matt Cody's got a lot on his back, and these drivers are just so talented that we could possibly see some shakeups because of the amount of dates on here. So racing, we're gonna go with let's see. Again, it's like a pick. There's some drivers that are good for racing, and then some drivers can be wild cards. You just don't know. That's what makes this tour really, really fun to watch. Trenton Robbins, Crazy Train, he was really, really great last weekend. I think he might be on the right track, and I think he'll be able to get a good racing win at one of those dates. Skills, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. He's just been on a skills tear recently. He's just been getting so many skills wins, and there's a good chance he could continue that. If Grand Rapids has donuts, I'm going to go with, let's see. Fernando Martinez usually does some really, really good donuts. I think he'll pull off a donut win in that area. Freestyle, Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. She usually scores pretty high with fans, and that she's not only talented, but also the truck is very popular, so I think she'll get a win there. And overall, I think Matt Cody will just have enough and be consistent to get some overalls in Gravedigger. Then we have the E-Series going to Texas, and they're going to be there for, actually just like the Central Tour, a grueling 5-show weekend. So, yeah, a lot of competitive stuff there. Racing, we're going to go and, let's see. And, yeah, this last week they had a week off, so I think they made an appearance for the Central Tour. Racing, Blake Ranger, Monster Mount Dalmatian. Again, he's just very, very good, and he's also going to get the skills win. If they do donuts, I'm going to say, let's see, let's go Michaela Telechka, Megalodon. She's been surprising us with some of the performances that she's done. And then when it comes to freestyle, we're going to go with Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris getting that, but then getting the overall event championship, we'll go with another wild card. We'll go with Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger. I think she'll get an overall by this weekend. Well, my nasal drip shit really starts to bother me. let's wrap up these predictions here with the Stadium Series, and it looks like Saturday night will be the Racing Series stuff for you to watch. But also, you gotta choose which one to watch, or if you're a crazy person like myself who likes to watch stuff with one screen here and one screen there. Um, I might just split it up and have like one show live and one pre-recorded. I just got to debate on which one I want to watch. So, Allegiant Stadium, A&T Stadium at Arlington, Texas, will finally have their Monster Jam date, but only one date. This being Saturday night, of course. Racing, from how that style is, it's either Ryan or Tristan or Bryce. Thinking, you know what? Yeah, we'll go with Tristan England in JCB Diggatron. Skills, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Usually those two trade wins back and forth, back and forth. But going with my prediction on the fan question, Ryan will get second. Tristan will fumble, maybe get like fifth. But then the winner of freestyle, I'm thinking it's going to be Mike Pagliaro and Excalibur. He's just been getting really, really, really good. And he's the best out of the three in tomfoolery motorsports. Like, he is kicking serious ass here. And again, Mike also is a very great personality, as a driver. Overall, Ryan Anderson, and he'll take the points lead. And then going into Jacksonville, Florida, believe it or not, this Jacksonville show will be like the last one before they go on this major hiatus from Jacksonville, because Everbank Field is going to get Everbank Stadium, as it's now called, they are going to get a massive overhaul and get like this big upgrade. So this Saturday, if you're close to Jacksonville, or if you want to go to Jacksonville for a Monster Jam show, for that stadium, this is your last chance until you gotta wait several years while they upgrade the place. So, racing, we're gonna go with Bari. Bari's just been so fast, and I got a good feeling he's gonna get it again. Skills, let's see. Skills is a little tough, but I think Skills will go to a upset winner. We're going to go with Amado Castro and El Toro Loco. We're going to have him get a skills win in there. Because, again, he's really good when he did it in arenas. And, obviously, he had some slip-ups. But I know that he will find that rabbit out of the hat and get the skills win. Freestyle, we're actually going to go with, let's see. From some of the stuff they did, Colt Stevens had a really decent run last week. If he could get a wow moment and do the same thing he did last week going into Jacksonville, I think he's got a shot to win. And then overall, we're going to go Bari Musauer, and Bari's going to take the points lead. Those are my predictions. That's the episode, as it was slightly quick, but again, slightly quick, 43 minutes, so ever so slightly. Thank you, everybody, for listening in to the podcast again. Let me know in the comments down below about some of the stuff I talked about, which was the predictions, the results, that monster truck tour that got announced from that one guy, and your thoughts on some of the fan questions, including what is your thoughts both on a Colt Stevens pillow, as it's been since the last few years, but also now apparently a Scott Jordan Tide Pod. Wish Scott Jordan a happy birthday. What's your thoughts on the Momosaurus toy thing that we hope it's not going to be a real truck? And God almighty, how much would you like to punch me in the face? Have a good night, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm serious about the punch me in the face thing, by the way.